press conference, and I was part of the team that came through for the press conference. A lot of things were highlighted on what and why this run is going to be there, and what exactly shall the outcomes be like. I did highlight to you a few, but of course I also promised to you that one day I will be bringing the brains behind this. And indeed today I am glad to have Mr. Robert right here, who of course happens to be son of the soil. So that means we need to see a lot of things. But all in all, you can really bear with me that very many have raised concerns, very many have raised questions here and there some of the days. And you will want to know. You can see he's smartly dressed on the attires, or in the attires, of course, to see that he is ready to run. So we shall be waiting to see what exactly that will be. Before I get to him, we'll really want to see how this would be. That is going to be from Toko. About after all this, we have seen different runs that have come through. We have seen several runs probably. You have been involved at least getting one or two things from there. How is this one unique compared to the rest?
Well, we've been doing runs. The latest was probably the Enyao run. We did the Rotary Cancer run, the West Nile Health Forum run. We did have the Wenreko run. We had the MTN run. We had the Great Refugee Road run. We did have, the Girl Child run in Terego. We had a run in Yumbe that was probably in a way of trying to, make sure we not actually get to, freak things when it comes to GBV, gender-based violence. But of course, all this sums up, who are we? We are West Nile. Now, why didn't we do something for ourselves? Now, when the FMRs came up with the idea and said, let's try to do something, and Uganda Athletics Federation immediately added it up in the calendar, I said, who am I to be left behind? And there's a reason I gave you a call, probably, I think, around midnight, that you should attend a press conference the next day, and by 10 a.m., we had the venue, and the conference was a success. Mr. Drachabo Charles probably did lead us through, and we did see Professor Nguma come through, Mr. Ngama Sam came through, Sidaleni, who probably is known as the fastest Ugandan, among the females, probably was also there. So I just want to cut the long story short. It is an urge to solicit resources to a tune of 1 billion shillings that will be able to help a less privileged West Nile who is out in there. Could be from Ajumani to Pakwach, from the Madi land to the Aluru land, to the Lubara land, the Kebu land, Lendu land, Kakua land, Ringa land. Now, from the about 8 different tribes, we now even have the Swalia people who are from Tanzania. We have the Nubian community, probably numbers. What we just trying to advocate for is, can we allow that Owen, who is deep maybe in Madiokolo, who perhaps could be in Ofaka, attain university education? My role here is simple. Robert will do much of the talking. My role is to pump confidence and to let you know that this is not a scam. This is reality. I asked you, how is it different from the rest? And why we should run is we're trying to raise monies to educate a West Niler who is in need of a tuition to go to a university and probably be able to study. But besides that, this has also been a plan to see that we are more involved, because there's been West Nile nights that these guys have been setting up in Kampala. Now, apart from this run, what are we going to be doing? And that's what certainly will be coming in there. Like you said, the question is, why is this different? We're running as West Nilers to raise funds to educate our own who probably could not have the school fees or tuition with them. And this calls for everyone's attention.
All right, of course, just like said, it's summarized in the theme of this run, of course, said to provide university education for the less privileged students from West Nile. So he did mention at least all the tribes and the rest in West Nile. Back to, that is Mr. Robert, who of course is going to be giving us a lot here. In the press conference some time back, we highlighted about why this and how, of course, it started, how you people gathered up to see that you need to come up with such an initiative, and a lot of questions also raised in the press conference. Now let's talk about at least the background. We've talked about it already, but still you'll just highlight for us a bit. Maybe when I say it out, someone would be wondering, oh, and where did you get all this information? You'll give us a background of why the West Nile Education Trust Fund. Then Is it true? Because someone told me the mindset is all about this group is for only the rich. That is what they say. But I believe I'm also rich. How do I join all these other things? But let's talk about this day.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I want to begin by answering what you asked him. How different is this from the rest?
Yes.
I think how different this is from the rest, first of all, we are not just doing a road run. We are doing a marathon kind of stuff where we have 21-kilometer run, which probably has never been the case in West Nile. That makes it different. Two, there are a lot of advocacy in so many other areas. Nobody has paid special attention to the resource gap in terms of human resource and expertise when it comes to the level of education that our people have when it comes to sharing the national cake. So we are doing this run under the West Nile Education Trust Fund, whose main objective is to support the less privileged but yet brilliant students in the region. You may find a kid finishes senior 6, gets the maximum points required, but because maybe he has lacked 0.5 or thereabout to make it to the government sponsorship to do medicine, the only option they can do medicine is on private sponsorship. And because they do not have that support mechanism, they are left out. They end up going for a second or third tier of choices. So as West Nile Education Trust Fund, we're like, if this student wants to do medicine and surgery, and he has everything it takes to be in that space, why don't we come up and support this, and this person achieves or realizes that dream that has always made them
go for that course.
Exactly. So that is the avenue. So you will ask me, which are the areas that we support in this case? We do medicine and surgery, we do pharmacy, we do engineering, we do nursing. We're not only sticking ourselves to that. For everything that you start, you need to have a starting point. But as the funds begins to build up, we'll open up for other areas. It's not that the other professions are less important.
Because I know I was almost going to ask you the same question we asked the rest, because if you look at all the courses you've mentioned, these are science subjects.
True.
And probably for us, the historians, we are left out. So someone would ask, what about the other? So I love the way you've answered that very fast.
So what we're saying is, let's start somewhere. And you know, when we build capacity in sciences, a lot of us have mothers, sisters, our wives who go to the hospitals and they have challenges. So we are able to address those issues in big numbers.
Okay.
If you educate an accountant today, probably the effect won't be felt to them, to the masses as immediate as when you deploy somebody to work as a pharmacist or as a nurse or as a medical doctor. Just don't mark me wrong. All courses are very important, but we want something which is impactful and instant. Going back to
just like an example anyway, before we get to there, because if you get a doctor in the, let's say in the region, and you have, let's say, there's that, because most of the times you see these hospitals, they have scarcity of doctors, let's say, here and there, and this would have helped 1,000 people
exactly
compared to, I think I'm trying to get something. Anyway.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Student.
Yeah, you got it right. Okay, where did all this start? The parent entity is West Nile Foundation. We came together as friends, family, and Education Trust Fund, which is the major entity registered to handle activities now like this marathon, which we're having. We started this initiative in 2013, and we got a little bit of disturbance during the COVID time, but we sustained. I'm proud to mention to you today that we have up to 28 who have fully graduated and they're out there serving the community. And the majority of them are even serving within West Nile. When we talk West Nile, one thing we need to get right is it's not only Arua affair. No. It is like TOK said, from Madiland to Aloro land. All the 13 districts, including the city, constitute West Nile, and anybody who falls within this bracket is a beneficiary or must call themselves part of this initiative. We have been funding this in our small and meager ways. One such activities that we've been doing over the years to generate resources is through what we call it's a fun activity. People, every last Friday of the month, they convene in a dance hall, they dance. All proceeds for the night are put together, and they support the tuition of these students that we identify that today, again, through the run, we're going to...
Well, normally you people always dance to Lingala.
Yes, we dance a lot of Lingala. We are Congolese until 104 years ago.
1914.
Yes, 1914, when we became Ugandans. That aside, we have also organized a number of dinners, which have helped us generate funds. And we have also our own brothers, sons, and daughters from within here who have pledged and contributed enormously to support this. Every year, they say, from me, expect 10 million shillings, expect 5 million shillings. These have been very good initiatives supporting us. So, if we have about 6 or 7 Western Islands supporting, how do we make this inclusive to everybody? So, this time around, we said, other than organized dinners that not everybody will attend, and they have it in Kampala, yet this thing is called a West Nile thing, let's bring it back home. The reason we're bringing this back home, somebody will buy a kit of 30,000 shillings for self, or you buy 4 kits at 100,000 shillings. There you save about 20,000 shillings. So these persons indirectly are contributing to somebody's school fees tomorrow. So we said we want to include every West Niler into this agenda. Probably with the help of the local governments here, we will come up with other ways of supporting this by them rendering some part of their contributions to boost activities like this that myself, TOK, and others are doing, so that it becomes really the biggest thing. I will tell you, this is going to be the biggest thing to happen in West Nile.
Okay.
And trust me, we are calling upon people out there, simply come buy your kit. We will tell you where to get the kits from. Let's participate. If you're not able to run, you can buy a kit and donate to somebody, or else you can just give us that money. We put it in the trust fund accounts. We don't want you, we're not going to say send the money to AFEMA. We have an account for the trust fund. You put the money there, we can tell you the account, you put the money there, and that way, we will do what is needed to give our people the best.
A great one, a nice one, and of course I know you should be enjoying whatever discussion is going on. But before that, I always say when you're bench material and you love playing football, you're a footballer and you're always benched, but you love on that day when you don't fit in the squad as a starter, but you as a substitute, it keeps itching. Now that takes me to Toko Badru, because he's one good speaker right there, and I think our discussion that is going here, it has taken him long to sit. I know. To go back to you, the West Nile night, normally, that is a great one. But some people will want to associate again. Let's say after the run, where are we meeting? Where is the get-together? What are we going to do? Are there entertainments? Shall we eat meat? Those are some of the things. Because you, after me giving my 100,000, in the press conference, just like you talked about organizing parties, dinners here and there, we were told in the press conference that the dinner is not for not 50,000. Not they tell you whether you can afford 500, you come and enjoy your dinner, and it's in a good place. So this time round, it is in West Nile. It has been in Kampala where things are happening. What do we have for West Nile?
Well, first of all, there should be value for money, and there should be value for love. That the fact that naturally we are born here means we either contribute or in development of this place, or probably contribute in the downfall. But from the perspective I have, finally the West Nile night as well comes to West Nile. So after the run, we shall be at the West Nile Club. And some of us will be at the Comrades, because the West Nile Club may not be in position to sustain all of us. The collections will be, at the littlest or the smallest charge will be 10,000 Ugandan shillings. Now this money is collected, shall directly go to the West Nile Education Trust Fund team that will help in facilitating this. It does not stop the artists we have, the West Nile artists, I would not want to call them local artists, from coming to support. There are already some who have confirmed they will be there, they will give you artists entertainment, also giving opportunity for the band probably to be able to play, and our favorite Lingala will be able to be our way. And this setup will be as early as 3 p.m. That means by 2 p.m. after we would have finished that side, we are crossing over to the West Nile Club. Some of us will go to the Comrades and probably other places, and of course, the fundraising continues. But now what is so different in this is, and before even we discuss the party, somebody should ask, who are the people who are coming through, probably to spice it up. We have an athlete who is ranked number 198, the whole world, of the 2,000 plus athletes. And this athlete is in the names of Abel Chebet. We have Cheptiek Kevin coming through. We have Chibet Vicky coming through. We have our own Tom Dadiga probably coming through. And then Sida Leni, probably spearheading all, because he's the official ambassador for this. Now, they are dropping in here today. Some of them will drop in tomorrow. I would like to take now opportunity to thank partners that have made this possible. First of all, the West Nile Education Trust Fund. I want to thank Uganda Athletics Federation. I want to thank in a special way Aquafina that probably was able to give us the waters in advance. I want to thank the Suba Hotel, Desert Breeze, for the accommodation spaces they have given the athletes who are coming through, those international figures. I would like to thank Six Hotel in Manebe for as well pushing the kids. We have Lactic Sports that dressed me the way I've dressed today, and perhaps offering medals for this run. I want to thank CTN for giving us podium or platform to be used that day. We want to thank Triangle Sounds for giving us sound that particular day and for the drives. We want to thank West Nile Club, where golf is played, and many people know it as West Nile Golf Club. Actually, that is the only house or home to sports. They are selling kits. We want to thank us petrol station opposite Arua Hill for the support. We want to thank Total Petrol Station for Gold View for selling the kits. Fly Graphics, Oak Diagnostic Center, the Comrades. We want to thank Jenny Spa in town, at the heart of town, next to Obi Plaza, probably doing an amazing job, what I saw in Jen. I want to thank all the West Nilers and friends of West Nile who probably have taken this extra notch. We have categories of run, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers. We have 2 kilometers. We also want to thank the leadership of the city and the districts across, including Arua district, that the LC5 probably took it upon himself and probably preaching the information more. We would hope that that particular day will be declared a public holiday and that every other person comes and identifies with us. Now, if you have chicken, goats, beans, things that you'd want to do, to sell, it is a market for you. You're not going to be charged any money. Come through, sell your things, and let's have fun. Oh, and I want to thank West Nile TV in a special way. This has been home to sport, home to me personally. So I want to say, whoever is coming for this run, the kits go for 30,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, our plan B is working now. From today, our kits are available at OPM grounds, apart from the places I mentioned. But also importantly, as you come, when you buy 4 kits, just mobilize 4 people and you pay 100,000, you save the 20. That means we're giving an opportunity for somebody who is creative as me to make money. So be out there, be an ambassador, pass the information out, make sure you turn up and probably make this visible. I want to thank La Quinta Hotel. I want to thank JSM Hotel. All these are partners. I want to thank Uganda Red Cross, Arua Hospital, and all the people who went through Uganda, the West Nile Education Trust Fund, especially the beneficiaries. They are going to be showcasing their skills in the science they know that day. We have blood donation, we have HIV testing and counseling, we have MediOptics coming through to give us, eye-related, checks and probably balances. There might be as well, a number of others. So when I think basically we are good to go, and of course we are more than excited. After this run on Saturday, we are shifting to Koboko for the Koboko Development Agency run. So if in Koboko, you better come for West Nile before we go to Koboko, because you have to feed your father feeds you, then you feed your father at an age that probably you couldn't do it better.
All right.
So that's
as our time is running low, of course, we are counting down minutes. But all in all, I would want to turn to Mr. Robert to also give us a summary as we wind this up. Now, let's talk about who is able to run. Are we talking about the young? Are we talking about the elderly? Are we talking about the moments I've seen even the ones with how do I call
disabilities?
Disabilities, yes, they also participate. So who is
people with impairments?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Before I get to answer that, TOK forgot to mention that when RECO is on board, they have supported this. We also have DFCU Bank Arua branch. The staff there mobilized and gave us something. That's very, very important. And then there's a SACCO called Class 88 Arua Friends SACCO. They have also supported this initiative, and obviously BFM Suma and a family called Boroa family. They have bought 50 kits to give out. So I thought it is very important that we mention this. You're asking me who is eligible to run. This run, just like the categories, we have 21, we have 10, 5, and 2 kilometer. Children are encouraged to run. The elderly, they can participate. And the another age group, and in terms of gender, both male and female, definitely have to run. So those who cannot run, they can actually walk. 2 kilometers is a very small distance. Within 1 hour, you will be done. So yes, you mentioned about people with physical disability or impairments. Well, right now, we are not stopping them or encouraging them, but if one feels they have the needed aid to facilitate their run through, that is welcome. But in the subsequent years, we certainly will have to plan and make sure that everybody is included when it comes to the aspect of the run. Right now, the inclusion we're talking of is every West Niler to be aware about this initiative where we want to educate our own in a university. But in terms of the categories, yes, we do not want anybody to miss out, but we will adequately provide for all the different categories in the subsequent years, since we already mentioned that this is it's going to be an annual event. And we'll also need people who are well informed in those aspects so that we do not make mistakes when we're incorporating these other categories of people.
All right, thank you so much, viewer, for keeping it locked to West Nile Television, for always following our subsequent programs. Of course, probably we're working hard to see that if the athletes Tioke talked about come through, we should be able to host them right here. So just be right there watching every day and make sure that you get to get the best, because the days are gone and we're expecting a lot in there. So that is one big one. But all in all, I want to say, Tokoyo, parting words?
There is no West Nile without us, and there is no us without West Nile. Like you mentioned, from 1914, we were offered as a gift. We need to prove that we're not worth being gifts, that we can actually do better. In this run, we've been doing runs where we chief guested and staffed by politicians, but this run will be more of business, because Moshe Nasraf and his team, the Indian community, the people who are in trade are coming through, probably gracing it, and we're also blessed that our judge is actually going to be part of the run. And so the uniqueness about the run is that we're not just going to have an ordinary run, it's a marathon, and not just people who are going to be running. Even if you don't want to run, as long as you have a kit, you sit around, because we're going to have aerobics. It's going to be surely a good one. Lastly, I want to say, get down to your wardrobe, check if you have the kit. If you still don't have it, you'd better use this minute and rush through. We are going to have some kits at West Nile TV for those who want to get, and of course, contacts will be shared. Please and please, activations are on at OPM grounds. Let's have fun. Let's sit in there. Let's push this to the extreme. Let's make sure that particular child in the west, in the east, in the south, in the center of West Nile probably gets to benefit. I want to thank Mr. Fema for his dedicated time. But then, like say that tomorrow, there's a possibility of having these athletes here. We shall be asking Chibet, why are you number 119 out of 2,000 plus? We shall be asking Sidalen, why of all the females in Uganda that you're the fastest? Those questions will come. But of course, lastly, I want to thank in a special way Lactic Sports. Ngai Mokwali and the team, they have delivered, they have done an amazing job. Let's support. These guys are on, and as we get to do this, it can grow bigger. Dokas Injikuru is coming. John Govele is coming. Like he mentioned, there are more partners on board. There will be certification, there will be medals given to the top ones, but there's no cash to be given out. So do not come with a lot of financial thinking, but instead we're going to be draining you of your monies. We know how. Bring your money and let it help the cause. We need 1 billion shillings. Or when should somebody wake up and call TOK on these numbers and say, I have 1 billion shillings. We shall make this, we can just make this run a demo run.
All right, Mr. Fema, I really want to take this time to maybe for you to say your parting words, because the time is against us.
Thank you very much. I want to, in a big way, thank West Nile TV for not sitting back. You have carried us along from the launch all through, even if We don't tell you what to do. You have always done what it takes to put this out there to people of West Nile and beyond. So we thank you very, very much. Power of media is beyond anything else. I urge people to turn in big numbers, come early enough, as early as 6:30, so that we register the different categories of races you want to take part in, and we usher you into an aerobic session where you first warm your body. We don't want instances where you wake up from bed, straight away onto the run, and then you collapse on the way. Well, we do have facilities under Red Cross and other health practitioners that are going to support the runners along the route. We shall have ample water, but we need to prepare you so that your muscles are ready for the run. So come early, register. We go through aerobics.